Welcome back to Careful Boys. Today we are debating the most disappointing video games of all time.
Oh no.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
You right? I'll tell you a little story.
Yes, please tell us the story.
It was in the 90s.
1990.
Right? I was in I believe I was in middle school, and there was a game coming out that I was really excited for. And this sounds like a bit because of how notoriously bad this game turned out to be. But I waited for this game for like 2 years. It's called Superman 64.
Oh yeah.
You were
I had it
one of the kids.
ordered for like a year.
Oh
brother.
no.
Yeah, and I bought that game, and when I brought it home, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
That's the E.T. Atari of our childhood generation.
Yeah, it's the worst game ever made.
It's like a meme, right? Like everyone's, it's like the joke.
Completely memed, completely shit. You can ask my brothers. You can ask Kenny.
And you're a Superman guy.
I'm a Superman guy. I was so stoked on this game because like an open world Superman game where you're flying around and shit. Let's go.
They teased images of it for a long time.
A long time. It was in like Game Informer and all that shit. Yeah, all that stuff. And then the game comes out and it's like, oh no, a fog has come over the city. Superman must fly through rings in order to fucking get rid of the fog.
And they didn't have the draw distance capability, so they put a fog so that you couldn't see that.
Because the frame rate was so chuggy. It was just chuggy. So like Superman's just like clipping through everything.
And he's flying through rings, like a dolphin.
Dude, it's like he drank 7 Red Bulls. He's so jittery.
It's like a worse pilot wings.
That's like Wave Race.
It was great.
Wave Race.
Wave Race was
When
dope.
you play Pilot Wings, you're able to fly all around America and stuff.
And that was the point.
How come? But then this game came out like 3 years later.
Don't know. I have no idea. Pilot Wings was a launch title.
This group called Titus Games did like the shittiest job ever on it, basically. And it's like super notorious now, but at the time I was just very confused. But I did find something to do with it because I spent $60 on this game with my own money.
Bought it new.
I bought it brand new, dude.
Oh my
$60.
God.
But I found the coolest thing to do was go into like practice mode or whatever, where you can just fly around the city openly. And there was just one car in the whole city. And so you find the one car and you could pick it up and I could fly it on top of a building, throw it, and then catch it. That was the coolest thing you could do in the game. There's nothing else you could do in that game that's cool.
Would you ever fight bad guys or anything in that game?
Very rarely. You had to fly through levels and like, there's maybe 6 bad guys or something. It was really weird.
Oh my.
And it's really hard to control Superman. So like the bad guys just are blowing your ass up the whole time.
And you're Superman.
Yeah, and you're Superman. Yeah, you're just getting wrecked.
You're supposed to smash these guys.
Yeah, and then they also did some shit like where Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen are trapped in a portal, and I don't even know what's going on with that. It was weird. Weird game.
Wow, you're a very rare individual.
I was an OG, dude. Superman 64 owner.
Found out about it after it was bad.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh my God.
That's why,
You beat the magazines to it.
people take it real seriously when they're like, don't pre-order, and I kind of agree with them now.
Well, then that's why there's such a huge fear among like licensed games that are like movie based or character
They're
based.
always bad.
Yeah,
Almost always.
That's why they're bringing back the culture of trials, game trials and stuff, and I'm hyped about that.
Oh, like demos?
Yeah, like demos.
Betas.
really?
Yeah.
So you could just kind of play a trailer.
It's like you play the first like 10 minutes or some
The
shit.
demo now, you can if you play through the demo, your save file transfers to the full game.
What?
Yeah.
Did you guys ever play Fusion Frenzy?
Is that the motorbike
box? There's like a bunch of mini games. I never owned the game. I just played the practice with my buddy like all the time.
Just play the demo.
Played the free demo all the time, yeah.
Damn, that sucks, dude. Superman. That's like probably one of the most like known horrible games.
Yeah, I got a copy of it still.
You probably saw that.
You could
shit,
probably
huh?
sell that shit.
Or you can
Great.
probably play it today and it might be tied.
There's like
Yeah, that's why not.
funniest memes of that is this like one that goes around on Facebook where it shows like 16 Super Nintendo or N64 games, and it goes, you can only choose 3, but like 9 of them are Superman 64.
Yeah, it was a really bad game. Never ever even got past the first 2 levels.
It's excruciating. You can't even like ironically play it.
It's not even fun.
It's like it's like glitchy as hell, right?
It's slow. He's slow.
There's nothing fun about it.
You're like, why is he slow?
Even when he's doing super speed, he's slow.
You'd think they do really cool, like a really cool game with that IP, right? Like with Superman. I've seen the ones where they do the ultra realistic tests on video games.
Oh,
It's
sure.
called the,
I've seen that.
and they do Superman
Demos, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, when are they gonna make this fucking game? This is just like a demo that people are making.
That's usually for licensed games are probably the biggest disappointments. Like
Except for Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight is
They got
legit.
that right. They got that good. But
The
that's
whole Arkham series.
But then you know how many bad Batman games there were before Arkham Knight?
Oh my god.
That's true.
And after too, everyone's trying to copy it, and they still can't even make it happen.
Dude, Suicide Squad's another most disappointing game
That's
of all
what
time.
everyone
I
was
actually
talking
never
about.
even touched the game
Suicide Squad the game?
because I learned my lesson from Superman.
Oof.
Suicide Squad the game was announced. Rocksteady, the guys who did Batman, they were like, "We're gonna do a Suicide Squad game," and everyone was like, "I don't think we really want that." And like, no, it's gonna be so sick. It's gonna be a live service game. It's always online. You have to play online. And everyone's like, "Yeah, I don't think we want that."
Continuously.
It was resounding in the community. Like, we want to be Batman, if anything, or we want to, be Superman, maybe. But then they just came out with Justice League, and it totally bombed.
Like, you don't want to be Nightwing? Don't you want to be Robin? I hear you want to be Batman, but you don't want to be Robin?
It totally bombed. Totally bombed. Yeah, so hard that WB had to restructure like their gaming division.
Oh no.
Yeah.
There's a game one of the games that just like was so pointless if you bought it back in the day for regular NES was Where's Waldo?
Oh my god, sounds boring.
You literally just find Waldo?
Yeah.
Like, is it like only a 2D picture and then you just have to like...
You can scroll through it, so it'll be like a landscape photo. So you can move right to
like a
to
cursor?
expand the map. Yeah, you have a cursor, and you basically have a timer. And if you push A when you think it's Waldo and it's not, you just lose a crap load of time. And then the thing is, you think at first that like, oh, I just gotta find Waldo. It's a fucking red and white guy with a hat. And then you realize that after the first level, sometimes I think on the first level too, he's not even that color every time.
What?
Yeah, he could be any color at all. You just have to know it's him. And he could be so obscure because of the pixels that it doesn't even look like him. You just have to keep pushing A on everything, and the more you do that, the more you lose. And then it totally takes a weird turn because if you get past the first few levels where the objective is just to find him, there's like one where the whole screen is black and he's walking around somewhere and you just have to find him with like you can only shine like a square and you have to find him while he's moving around. It's really weird.
You make it sound so fun.
Yeah.
Low-key sounds
Sounds like
fun.
a nightmare, honestly. Sounds like my literal nightmares.
It's not fun because if as soon as the timer's out, it goes back to the start of the game.
You describing that game pissed me off.
Yeah.
Made me so mad.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, "Who the fuck would want to buy that game? Who the fuck? That's what you."
Yeah, it was a sad game. That one I was like, what the fuck is this? And then there was another game that we bought. I got it like at the mall, like when they were like super cheap and they were just selling them outside the mall by this point. But it was called it's probably one of the worst games. It's called MTV's Remote Control, which I guess Remote Control
Sounds like a really bad game.
Yeah, Remote Control was a game show on MTV, which I didn't even know. It just sounded cool and it looked all like edgy, so I bought it. But you're just playing a quiz game show,
Oh,
and that's it.
Oh, what a bummer.
that is horrible.
And the questions never change. So if you played it a couple times, you're like, yeah, well now I know what the answer is.
Oh, shit.
And especially back then where there was no reviews, there was nothing.
Terrible.
You didn't know what the fuck this game was gonna be, right?
Yeah, game shows when they put game shows on like Nintendo, horrible idea.
Like Jeopardy and shit?
yeah, they would have Wheel of Fortune.
You don't like Deal or No Deal?
I wish that was there.
That's fun. Dave and Buster's.
Don't they have that as a slot machine?
Yeah, grandparents love Deal or No
Yeah.
Deal. Anything Deal or No Deal, my grandparents would get wet over.
Burger
it.
Time is a slot machine.
I hate that fucking
Just
game.
kidding.
Yeah, sure.
Kind of
I'm
tight.
so traumatized with Burger Time.
Did he tell you that? Were you here when he
Yeah,
talked about
yeah,
Burger
well, let's hear for Burger Time.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Burger Time?
Well, it's because he was expecting something much different, which is the best part.
I just wanted regular Super Mario. And I got fucking... No, maybe it was Duck Hunt.
And you got yelled at for it, too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another game that was
Discount
really.
ass video game.
You guys played Metal Gear?
Oh hell yeah!
So there was a Metal Gear Solid game.
I was too dumb for Metal Gear.
PS. It's for PSP.
Yes.
But I thought it was gonna play like the other Metal Gears.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
it played
that was
more.
rough.
It
What's
played more
PS
like a chess game or like a tactics game.
You mean PlayStation?
PlayStation Portable.
Oh,
I hate when they do tactical games
PSP,
like
yeah.
that.
You never started on Nintendo? Because that's when
I
it...
started on it.
It started on Nintendo, yeah.
But how old did you have to be to get it? Because, like, When I started on Nintendo, I was too fucking dumb.
Metal Gear is really hard on Nintendo.
Yeah, it's really hard.
They had 2 games. There was Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge.
I
and they
couldn't
were
even
both
pass it.
Super
It was for
confusing.
adults. It wasn't for
Okay.
us. Yeah. It's like this game. I used to play this game called Clash of Demon Head that was probably for my dad, not me, and I just didn't understand how the fuck to play this game. So the
Another
game would
one-
murder me.
Did you like how Scott Pilgrim had a band called Clash of
I
Demons?
did like that, yeah.
That's pretty sick, right?
Hey, what's up, guys? Just in case you have seen some of these lovely pieces on some of our gentlemen here, these awesome jade pendants, or you may have seen the recent JK adventure where we went to Jade Jewelers, just remember that the sale is on now. If you want to visit thejadejewelers.co, you can even find some of the stuff that our guys have had, and way, way more. The selection is huge, so make sure to visit the Jade Jewelers and check out what they've got.
Check it out.
Let's go.
I think I was too dumb for games, for a lot of games, because like
Same.
I remember people loving Zelda, and I played like.
Oh, it's hard,
I
though,
was
as a
like, I
kid.
don't get what the fuck this is.
that shit was tough.
So
You
hard.
don't know anything. You have to have a magazine.
Like, where do I go?
If you don't
Oh,
have a
really?
guide, you have
No
clue.
wonder, because
Yeah.
I'm like, what are these fucking trinkets and shit?
Yeah.
But Ocarina of Time, one of the greatest games of all time.
Yeah, they start holding your hand through.
Because
the
I fuck with Mario Brothers, I fuck with Duck Hunt, I fuck with Paperboy.
Yeah, Paperboy is fun.
Paperboy.
Paperboy would wreck you, though.
Paperboy.
Wreck you.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite games.
Also, Bubble Bobble.
Bubble.
We're good. We don't have
Mario
to.
is Missing was a kind of a bad game. Did you ever see that game? It was for Nintendo. It was called Mario is Missing.
No, what's
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
You think it's gonna be another Mario game because it's Mario's on and you're a kid, but then when you play it, it's an edutainment game where like Mario is missing, but he's missing through. You have to find clues at historical landmarks of the world. So you have to learn about the pyramids, about Rome. You have to
Oh,
learn,
sounds so cool.
in order to find Mario. But you're not doing anything. You're just reading.
So,
Oh, you know what was a licensed game that was tight? The Home Alone one.
Which one?
It was Super Nintendo.
oh, yeah, I think you're
What?
I think it was tight.
But
There was a Home Alone
I
game?
remember renting it a couple
I remember
times.
the NES
Sick.
one.
I don't know if I ever bought it.
Is that the one where like you have to dodge like the cabinets and shit? Like it's
Yeah, and the song's playing. You go around the house, and then there's you literally have to jump over like the
house
fucking,
itself is alive and it's attacking you, right?
and you find shit like keys and stuff like that.
Why do they always make a game that has nothing to do with anything in the movie? Like, what the
changed
fuck
the
is
story
wrong?
completely.
Just have the burglars chasing them the whole time.
Like, no, the house is gonna be alive. It's haunted. It's gonna try to eat you.
Let's have Kevin getting hit in the head with cabinets and stuff like that.
The Nintendo version of the Home Alone game was like that. The house was just alive and it was trying to fuck you up.
This is Monster House.
This is fucking Home Alone.
You like that
I
game?
remember like books getting thrown at you and stuff.
You had to like find jewelry and shit.
You have to rob your parents' house.
Speaking of, I was a big Ghostbusters fan, right? All the Ghostbusters games fucking sucked. Like as a kid, like
They were not good.
Really?
NES games, the Super Nintendo game, whatever it was.
Just to be fair for any audience members who like live in this like millennium though,
Oh, yeah.
or century.
Yeah.
You know what was a big letdown to me? Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Really? You don't like
Is that the one where they just
play it.
walk all fucking day? So much walking. That's all. It's so much. I'm like, why the fuck?
Tagged it.
I hate
It was
it.
because it came off the heels of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I thought Odyssey was really dope.
Yeah.
They just do such a really dope like world building of and like pretty accurate or at least mythical accurate in terms
I like the Civil War one. Not the Civil War. The colonial New England one.
Assassin's Creed. Which one is that?
The third one. With the American
The one
flag.
he's in the fucking the American Revolution.
Yeah, he's in
Native
like,
American?
He's in
Yeah.
like Virginia and
what's
shit.
what's that one called?
No.
I don't know,
I
but
didn't play
the
any
one where he's walking all fucking day, I played it like 2 times, and I'm like, fuck this shit.
Every open world game, it feels like that though.
Yeah, you gotta fast travel. You gotta do it.
Yeah. You gotta get a horse, dude. you gotta find a
What's
horse.
such a bummer about it?
Like honestly, it just didn't feel as intuitive in terms of like progressing the storyline.
Because you were walking too much.
I don't know. It just felt too
Oh, that sucks.
too random.
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe it just didn't fucking hit the same way. I feel like with Odyssey, like it hits you real strong right away. Like this dude gets abandoned by his father, and so you have to like, you know, fucking find out who your dad is and like avenge your situation because he also kills your family type stuff. It's like
Yeah.
fucking dark and quick, so you're into it. But the other one's just like you have dreams and you have to like find out what they mean for your like Nordic future and shit. And it's like,
Lame.
When am I gonna kill people?
I feel like nowadays it's,
like
it's
Lord.
half your fault if you get disappointed by a game because there's so much information about the game.
Yeah.
And you can
Yeah.
talk to all these people and watch all these channels. Back when we were kids, you just looked at the box.
Yeah, you did judge a book by its cover.
what's in the box?
What's the bags?
There's nothing else there, and the person selling you the game doesn't even know what's in the game.
They're just telling you, oh, it's sick. I love this game.
Of games, I thought that Insomniac Spider-Man was kind of boring. To be honest.
Like, you mean the one that got all the critical acclaim?
Yeah. I know.
To be honest, I
know.
couldn't pass fucking 2 hours of playing that
Thank you.
either.
Same.
I like
stopped. I
swinging
put it
around.
down.
I like swinging around. I like saving a kitty or two, and then I just don't know what to do. I get bored.
Spider-Man 2, when you were with the Tobey Maguires, like those were fun. I remember playing a lot of hours on that.
Do you feel like it's too, like, kiddie?
Yeah.
I think it's not for me. Yeah, I think it's like for a different
For a
age.
kid's imagination, though.
Yeah, I think kids love it.
I like either really mature games or like something that's like clearly like a Mario kitty.
Okay, yeah.
Between where it's like teeny.
Yeah. Teeny bopperish.
I don't need it to be like Mary Jane whipping her titties out. Not that I'd complain, but like, you know what I mean. Like, I don't need it to be like
You would love
Game
that
of Thrones. I
game.
would, but I don't need to be like Game of Thronesy or nothing. I just need it to be like something that pulls me into it, you know. And I just never got pulled in.
Same.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been disappointed by a game, but I've been disappointed in myself. So I was like fucking hella into Warcraft. Like ever since Warcraft 2 came out, I played it at my friend's house. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm saving up for Warcraft 3. That motherfucker is gonna be mine, right? So I saved up all this money. I was like, Dad, take me to Best Buy. So he fucking drops me off at Best Buy. I buy that shit. I get home, put it in my computer. It won't fucking work.
Ooh.
And I was like, what the fuck is happening, right? And then I'm just calling my friends. I'm like, oh, I just think I bought a broken game, you know? And he's like, check the OS. And then I'm like, oh, I got Windows 93 or some shit. And then it only runs on like Windows 98 or whatever. And I was like, well, the OS is, not only is the OS fucking like wrong, but the fucking computer doesn't have enough like
Memory.
or whatever. Like it just,
All the above.
yeah. And then I was like, well,
Graphics card, memory, RAM.
yeah,
Screen.
That was hard when you figured that out.
and I'm
Yeah,
like,
That's
fuck, right?
We found out life wasn't fair for real.
that was a
At that
hard
age.
reality.
Dude, PC gaming was rough. in the
Yeah.
90s.
Dude,
It was
and
hard, yeah.
I begged my parents for every I was like, yo, this computer's getting frozen. There's viruses. I need a new one. And then they're like, you just got a new computer 3 years ago. And I'm like, 3 years is like forever in technology.
Damn, 3 years back then.
Hey Dad,
was a lot.
someone keeps watching a lot of porn out here when I'm on the computer.
It's like gangbang stuff. I don't really know what it
And I was
is.
like, please, I need. And dude, I had to wait a whole fucking year.
Oh fuck.
Just to play it?
Wait, Warcraft 3?
Man, that shit just sat there haunting me, and I'm like, fuck, I want to play
box just
so
sitting on the
bad.
sofa. Like, hello, Peter.
Yeah.
I bet you want to play with me, don't you, Joe?
He goes, you gotta wait till your birthday for your next computer.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, fuck, I know, because the whole computer's expensive, man.
That's a big deal.
You know
Yeah.
what's disappointing, and this is also my fault too, kind of like that. I bought when I had a Game Gear when I was a kid. There was a game called Super Monaco GP2 where it was like it's like F1, but I didn't know the concept of manual transmission. And this game, it's only manual transmission. So when you start the game, it's a racing game. You go, and I didn't know that you could go past first gear because there's nothing telling
You're
you
like,
that.
that's so slow.
So I'm just driving, and I'm like, why the fuck is everyone so fast? And my car's just going, and I played it for years like that. And I was like, this game's unbeatable.
I keep getting laughed.
Because then I'm like, oh, once I figured out how to go to sixth gear, I just skipped straight to sixth from moving nothing. So I'm like, this thing's barely going at sixth gear?
That's so
Did you hear about this game called Star Citizen?
No, that sounds cool.
Star Citizen, I never played it, but it was, they raised $1 billion. So they did like a GoFundMe.
Oh.
They raised $1 billion to do like a, remember that game Freelancer where like you're like in space and you're flying around in a ship and you can go wherever you want?
Kind of like No Man's Sky?
Yeah, kind of like that, yeah. But it's like hyper realistic looking, and they hired a bunch of people. They got like Mark Hamill to be in it and stuff like that. And they're still not out of beta right now.
shit.
They're still like just.
Oh wait, I heard about that.
It's called,
Going around the galaxies and
I
shit.
just said it, Star Citizen. Yeah, Star
Star
Citizen.
Citizen.
Yeah, it's still
big ass game.
Still beta. It's been like I think 8 years since they raised all that money.
Yikes.
So just you can play it right now, right? Like but it's buggy as shit, and people complain about it all the time.
Yeah.
Did anybody play Metal Slug?
Yeah, I love Metal Slug.
Metal Slug was dope. We can still play it right now.
Yeah.
You were disappointed
I
by that?
love this thing.
Metal
Let's play Metal
Slug.
Slug later. That sounds fun.
I'm so down.
Disappointed by it?
Because we could all play together.
I just remember how fun it was.
Just nostalgia.
You should play all the shit like Double Dragon, fucking Ninja Turtles, everything that you can get like
So down.
a whole group on.
You know what was really disappointing? Double Dragon 3 when it came out on arcade. Do you know a story about that?
No.
So this is way ahead of its time. Double Dragon 3 was the first game, if not like one of the first, to do microtransactions at the arcade.
Wow.
Oh no.
So you played it like a regular Double Dragon game, right?
Yeah.
But you could enter shops and buy more health, weapons, a different character, but you had to put coins in the machine.
Whoa!
Yeah. It was
Ahead of their
super ahead of its
time.
time. But people hated it because of that. And the game sucked. So it was like both of those things combined were like everyone just lambasted this shit because they were like, what the hell? So it's pay to win? This is like still like I think it was like the late 80s or like
People are still
By the
pissed
way,
about
arcade machines were always pay to win. Because if you die, you got to pay to come back.
absolutely.
But yeah, you're right.
That's crazy to pay for like for the guy to have nunchucks in his hand. It's like what the
It's kind of tight though. They were ahead of the time.
They were out of the game.
Yeah.